everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Crystal and today I have a video about the tarot for you guys. I have a video about my top 5 misconceptions that people think about the tarot. The first one would have to be you have to be gifted your first deck of tarot cards. That is not true. That was something, I would say, like an old wives' tale per se, and that was something that people followed a long time ago. But personally, I feel that if you are somewhere and a deck of cards is calling out to you, the cards pick you, and if you feel that it vibes with your soul and your purpose and that's what you're looking for, then why not buy it yourself? I think it's a little silly that you have to wait and be gifted a tarot deck when you want to learn it and you want to study it and you're ready for the tarot experience. The second misconception is having to read the books all the time, even when you're doing readings, to give the most accurate reading. That is false. You don't need to even read the books in order to give a reading for people. Yes, it is a little bit more difficult to give a reading without having some prior knowledge of the cards, but if you have really great intuition and you want to test yourself, you do not have to read the books to understand the pictures. Tarot really is a way of telling a life story through pictures. So if you pull a 3-card spread, those 3 cards are going to flow into a story together. So if you read those pictures, you can kind of guess the past influences, the present influences, and the future outcome just by looking at the photos. And it's a great way to study the deck. If you draw a card every day and you just look at it and ask yourself, how do you feel? What is this picture telling you? What's inside of the picture? What are the colors? And what does this remind you of? Like, you could always refer to something in your present life. This card reminds me of my dad because it's a brave older man. You know, when you look at the photos, they really tell a story. But the booklets are great if you want to get some prior knowledge about the cards and study it, and it's a great way to learn them as well, but you don't have to read the booklets that come with them. In certain situations, like oracle cards, sometimes they are their own deck per se. A lot of the decks that are for like mindfulness, and I have one right here, Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors. This has a book in it and it kind of tells a story. So if you want to read the book before you use them in a reading. So a lot of oracle cards do that, but you don't have to, like I said. And a lot of times the card will have a very brief meaning on them. So you can kind of see what they mean that way without having to pick up the book. The third misconception is you shouldn't do tarot every day. You shouldn't do it every week. You should just do it once a year. You shouldn't mess around with it too much. That is not true. I use the tarot or an oracle deck as an insight of how my day is going to go. You could do tarot a couple times a day if you need to, if you have questions, as long as you are cleansing them of past energies, if you've done readings on people with your private deck, or if you have been, feeling low energy and, that's the time to cleanse your deck because you don't want to have a negative reading every day or every moment of the day. I definitely don't suggest doing readings every moment of the day, but you get my gist. It's okay to do multiple readings a day if you feel the need. If you have questions, it's okay to do multiple readings a week, as long as you're not doing like a Celtic cross, which is like a lifespan of a year every day. But a 3-card spread every day is okay. It's totally okay, especially for you to do it for yourself. If you're doing readings for other people and they are not present, I don't suggest you doing that. Say you have a crush on somebody, I definitely don't suggest doing a 3-card spread on your crush to see what he's thinking all day. That is actually crossing the boundaries of free will, and we don't do that. But if you want to do it for yourself every day, and I tend to do a lot every day to just ask what energies I'll be working with for my day, and asking my guides for guidance on that. So I tend to do that, and I think everybody should do that as well, because it is very helpful in the long run. And for beginners, it's a great way to start learning the cards if you practice a little bit every day doing spreads on yourself. You can even do spreads on fictional characters in the books that you're reading, because you have some knowledge of them, so you can kind of just know how their story's going to play out, and then you can see how accurate the cards are. That's a great way of learning the cards also, but I wouldn't do it on real people that are in your life, and I definitely wouldn't do it on crushes without them knowing, with you crossing their free will. It's just not what we do. Number 4 is the death card means someone's gonna die. That is completely false, but at the same time, I can't say no, but I definitely think that it is a misconception. It does not mean death. The devil does not mean death. I just think people need to rework their thinking and think of death on a spiritual basis. Death in a tarot deck, if you really lay out the major arcana and you look at the story that it's telling, the death is the ending of a cycle, the ending of what no longer serves purpose in your life. That is what the death card means. Yeah, it could be pretty gruesome looking, the card, but it is helpful on your spiritual path to actually get this card in a reading, because it shows that you will get through these obstacles and that it will come to an end and a new beginning will be available to you. So the death card does not mean you're gonna die or anyone's gonna die. The cards don't tell you that. And if anyone continues to tell you that say a tarot reader is telling you that they can tell when you're gonna die, that is completely false. No one can tell you that information. And I think that people that do that kind of work really has their karmic balance imbalanced, and that's just not what you sign up for as a spiritual healer and as a tarot reader. So don't worry when you get the death card in a reading. It does not mean you're gonna die. It means that this soul path that you were taking, or this project you were working on, or this job you were at and you were unhappy, those feelings are going to end. That period in your life is going to end. And the following card that comes up after the death card will be what your future will be like, what you have to look forward to, and what your new beginning will entail. And the 5th misconception of tarot is that tarot cards and other divination tools summon the devil and demons, and you are evil if you do them, and if you don't do them correctly, something bad is going to happen to you. That is completely false, and I don't agree with that. The tarot cards, yes, they could be a little tricky, and yes, you should not live your life through what the cards say to you. I feel like there's a fine line by saying that, but take the information that they give you and write it down, journal it. Don't live your life by it and say the card said this. Just live your life and things will eventually play out. You can always visit your journal again and see, oh wow, a month ago the tarot card said that this, and this is going to happen. And that's what's so amazing about divination tools. No, they do not summon the devil or demons. That is just something people who don't have knowledge of it and don't understand it, that's their response to it. Anytime people don't understand something, their immediate response is that it's demonic or it's the work of the devil, and it's just so not that kind of work. So for me, it's more of a spiritual healing practice, and it's a healing practice. When I do readings on people, I want to help them. I'm not here to hurt them or make them have bad things happen to them. That's not what this work is about. Tarot cards is not that type of business. So if you are looking to do that type of business, then that's your problem. But I don't promote that here. And that's pretty much it for my 5 misconceptions of tarot. There are so many misconceptions out there about the tarot. I'm sure you could look them up or see other videos similar to this, but those are the 5 that really bother me, and especially when people come to me for advice about tarot or how scared they are even to like hold a deck. Like people get like scary to hold a deck. It's not scary. It is not scary. This is a tool to use to help guide you in the right direction. So just have faith when you are using your tarot cards that everything is for the highest good of all of those involved. And that is what I ask my guides before I do readings, that everything in this reading will be of the highest good for all those involved. And that is the best you could hope for. And everything is fine. Everything will be okay. Reading tarot is not, it is complicated and it takes time. And I mean, I've been studying it for years and I still don't know everything. And I still revert back to old text and all that to learn. So you will never know every single thing. But don't go into it with a negative head. Always think positive and you will get the best results. So on that note, that is all I have for you guys today. And I'll be seeing you guys in my next video. Just make sure you like and subscribe down below, and I'll be talking to you guys soon. Bye.